There is an ancient Japanese technique, over 500 years old, that contains one of the most powerful secrets about life, pain, and healing. It's called Kintsugi, and once you understand how it works, you'll never look at your failures, heartbreaks, or past mistakes the same way again. Because Kintsugi isn't just an art form. It's not just repairing broken pottery. It's a philosophy of transforming damage into beauty. And it is so profound that people today use it to heal their lives, not their bowls. Let me ask you something. Have you ever gone through something that shattered you? A relationship? A career setback? A betrayal? A choice you still regret? And did you ever feel like those cracks made you less valuable? If you have, then the story you're about to hear might change how you see everything. Let's begin. The Chapter 1. The Girl Who Thought She Was Broken. Ava was the type of person everyone said had potential, smart, talented, driven, funny, the kind of person who always seemed like she would achieve something big. But life doesn't care about potential, because one year everything in Ava's life fell apart at once. Her long-term relationship ended. Her dream job rejected her. Her closest friend cut her off, and she failed an important exam she had prepared months for. It wasn't just one break, it was a shattering. She described it as, "It was like dropping a ceramic bowl on a stone floor and watching it explode into 1,000 pieces. I didn't even know where to begin." Ava didn't want to talk to anyone. She didn't want to fix anything. She wanted to throw the pieces away, the way the world taught her to deal with imperfection. Then something strange happened. At a small street market, she came across a ceramic bowl with shimmering gold running through its cracks. She picked it up and asked the old seller, "What happened to this bowl? Was it made this way?" The old man replied, "That bowl was broken, but it became more beautiful after it broke." Ava laughed. "How is that possible?" With a smile, he said, "Because it was repaired with Kintsugi, the art of mending broken things with gold." Ava felt something inside her shift. For the first time in months, she felt there might be a lesson in her shattering. But Chapter D. 2. The Birth of Kintsugi. The old man began telling her the origin story. Centuries ago, a Japanese shogun named Ashikaga Yoshimasa broke his favorite tea bowl. It was precious to him, emotionally and financially. He sent it to China for repair. It came back stitched together with ugly metal staples. He was horrified. So he gathered Japan's best craftsmen and asked, "Can you repair this bowl in a way that makes it more beautiful than before it broke?" The artist didn't want to hide the cracks. They wanted to honor them, so they filled the broken lines with lacquer mixed with pure gold. When the bowl was returned, the shogun was stunned. The cracks were not scars. They were art, not something to hide, something to highlight. The bowl wasn't fixed, it was reborn. This technique became known as Kintsugi, literally, to join with gold. Ava stared at the golden bowl in her hand and felt something she hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. Chapter 3. What exactly is Kintsugi? Kintsugi is the Japanese art of repairing broken pottery using lacquer and powdered gold. But the key is this: the repair is made visible intentionally. The cracks aren't hidden, they're celebrated. A Kintsugi piece is often more valuable after breaking than before. Ava thought, imagine if humans treated themselves this way. Imagine if I treated myself this way. Because she realized something. She had spent months hiding. Her heartbreak, her failures, her disappointments, her insecurities. She acted like nothing happened, She hid her cracks from everyone, including herself. But Kintsugi tells a different story. What breaks you can transform you if you repair it with gold. The chapter 4. Eva begins her Kintsugi journey. Eva decided to take a pottery class that taught the Kintsugi method, not to fix a bowl, but to fix herself. The teacher, a calm woman named Hannah, explained, "Kintsugi is more than technique. It's a mirror. Every step we take with the pottery is a step you must take with your own life." The class began. The step 1, accepting the break. The first thing Eva learned was that Kintsugi begins by laying out every broken piece. Nothing is thrown away. Hannah said, "What you refuse to face, you cannot transform." Eva froze, because she had been avoiding her pain, avoiding the pieces of herself she didn't want to look at. So she wrote down everything that broke her that year. Every regret, every betrayal, every failure. She laid out her emotional pieces just as she laid out the ceramic ones. It hurt, but Kintsugi teaches, healing begins when you stop pretending. Step 2. Bonding the pieces. To repair the pottery, Eva learned to apply urushi, a natural Japanese lacquer, onto the broken edges. She had to hold each piece gently until it bonded. It takes patience, stillness, presence. Hannah told the class, "Urushi binds pottery the way consistency binds life. Small, gentle actions repeated. Hold your broken parts together." Eva realized her life needed bonding too. Daily walks, better sleep, honest conversations, small acts of self-care, therapy, journaling, reconnecting slowly. These were her urushi. She started creating structure again, not dramatically, not perfectly, but gently, and slowly, the pieces started fitting. Step 3. Filling the gaps, some. Pieces didn't align perfectly. Tiny gaps remained. So the technique requires mixing urushi with rice flour to create a paste that fills the empty spaces. Hannah explained, "We all have gaps, places life carved into us. They don't mean something's wrong. They mean something is missing and must be rebuilt." Eva saw her emotional gaps clearly. The confidence she lost, the trust she lost, the joy she lost, the belief she lost. Instead of calling these gaps flaws, she began asking, "What can I fill this gap with?" Sometimes the answer was learning, sometimes self-worth, sometimes forgiveness, sometimes discipline, sometimes letting go. Kintsugi taught Eva something she never realized. You're not weak because of your gaps. You're human. The step 4, highlighting the cracks with gold. This was the moment Eva had been waiting for. Once the lacquer hardens, the cracks are brushed with shimmering gold. The broken lines become rivers of light. Hannah said, "You must do the same with your life. Your gold is the meaning you give your experiences." Eva asked, "How do I turn pain into gold?" Hannah smiled. "By weaving wisdom into the places where life hurt you." For Eva, the gold was learning to set boundaries, understanding her worth, choosing better relationships, trusting herself again, discovering new passions, not accepting less than she deserved. She realized something powerful. Her pain didn't define her, but the way she chose to grow from it would. Step 5. Becoming more valuable. When Eva finished her bowl, she noticed something shocking. It was more beautiful because it had been broken, more unique, more expressive, more alive. Hannah told her, "We spend our lives trying to look perfect, but people and pottery share the same truth. They gain character only after they break." Ava suddenly felt something she hadn't felt since her life collapsed. Pride. Not in the bowl, in herself. To Chapter 5. Ava's transformation. Months passed. Ava wasn't fixed, but she was transformed. She wasn't pretending anymore. She wasn't hiding cracks or feeling ashamed of them. She stopped saying, "I wish that never happened," and started asking, what gold came from that break? Her friends noticed she walked differently, with more depth, more confidence, more calm. Her family said she seemed wiser. Her co-workers said she seemed more grounded. A new friend even told her, "Ava, there's a softness and strength in you that I can't explain." She smiled and said, "It's the cracks." Chapter 6. The 4 Life Lessons Kintsugi teaches. Lesson 1. Breakage is not the end. The bowl didn't lose value when it broke. It gained meaning. So do you. Lesson 2. Hiding your scars makes you brittle. When pottery is stapled or glued in secret, it becomes fragile. It breaks again easily. But kintsugi pieces, they survive centuries. People are the same. When you hide everything, you harden, you weaken, you become insecure. When you embrace your scars, you soften, you strengthen, you become unbreakable. Lesson 3. The repair is the beauty. Your rebuilding process is the gold. Your discipline, your growth, your new habits, your boundaries, your healing. Those things are not what you had to do. They're your masterpiece. Lesson 4. You become more valuable through what you survive. Everyone admires someone who shines without ever breaking, but they follow someone who broke and rebuilt. There is sacred beauty in survival. Your story is your power. Chapter 7. Why the world needs Kintsugi. Today, we live in a world obsessed with perfection. Perfect bodies, perfect careers, perfect relationships, perfect photos, perfect lives on social media. Everyone is hiding their cracks. Everyone is ashamed of their scars. Kintsugi is the rebellion against that illusion. It says, you don't need to look perfect. You don't need to pretend everything is okay. Your value does not disappear when life breaks you. Your beauty deepens each time you rebuild. Kintsugi is a reminder. You are not damaged goods. You are evolving art. Final chapter. Your cracks are your gold. Ava kept her kintsugi bowl on her desk. Every morning she looked at it and whispered, "This is what I am becoming. Not flawless, not untouched, not unbroken, but whole because she rebuilt. Beautiful because she survived. Stronger because she embraced her cracks. And you have cracks too. Life has broken you in places, maybe recently, maybe years ago, maybe silently, maybe painfully. But the question is not, why did this happen to me? The real question is, what gold will I fill this with? Because when you adopt the Kintsugi mindset, you stop fearing the breaks. You start trusting the rebuild, and your life becomes a masterpiece. So if this story awakened something inside you, if a part of you whispered, "I want to rebuild myself like that," then don't let that feeling disappear. Your transformation won't happen in silence. It happens when you surround yourself with the ideas, the wisdom, and the mindset that strengthen you. That's why I want to invite you, right now, to subscribe to Zen Mindset. Not just to support the channel, but to stay connected to the knowledge that rebuilds you, shapes you, elevates you, turns your fractures into foundations. Every week, we explore the philosophies and powerful mental frameworks that forge unbreakable minds. So, if you're truly ready to become someone whose cracks shine brighter than gold, hit subscribe, turn on the bell, and join us. Because this is where broken people become masterpieces. And remember, gold only flows into the cracks of those brave enough to face them. Be brave. Begin your Kintsugi.